episode of Can Do Conversations. I'm Cheryl Williams, also known as the Can Do Mom.
I'm CJ Williams, the Can Do Dad. Thank you for being here.
Welcome, guys. We are happy to have you a part of the conversation today.
Yes, thank you.
If you could see behind the scenes, the bloopers and the things that
fun.
go on. The things that go on over here that we cut out or we don't use.
We should leave them.
Maybe we'll have like a whole show of just bloopers because we crack ourselves up over here.
And the different sets too.
Okay, maybe we will. Like our over the years,
our greenery,
over the years,
the bookshelves,
of the things that we've attempted to do back here. So
yes, the curtains that didn't work.
Even though this particular show is a newer show, we have been doing different things like this for a while now, and we finally have like gleaned on to the direction, right?
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but
and it'll change again.
It will evolve. I'm not going to say it's going to change. I think it's going to always grow and evolve like we should. But it's been funny to see just like, wow, we did that.
Yes.
That was horrible. Like, you know, sometimes you look back at photos of yourself and you thought you were really like, you were styling, you looked good. And then you look back and you're like.
Just like myself and my round bowling ball head that I had. I didn't know it was so round until I looked and I was like, woo!
That was quite something. You know, there was not a hair out of place though. So when I see that picture, I'm like, wow, how did you go through every day and like, oh, there's one, like trim it? Because it is like perfectly
Are you talking about
perfect. Me? Yes.
Oh. Well, I'm having challenges now.
Maybe one of these days we'll show the picture that the kids love to talk about.
Oh, my afro.
Yes, and your afro.
Oh, that's my name, by the way.
Yeah, they give him a hard time.
Yes.
So, yes, but we digress onto things that make us laugh. And I think, you know, maybe what we will start doing is having like...
Things to make you go,
And the questions, what the heck were you doing?
Or thinking.
Right? I mean, do you guys have these things? Do you have pictures or videos? I mean, Facebook is now old enough that it's like, you know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and you're just like...
Wow, and they'll show you pictures too.
Okay.
Even your phone now.
You don't have to go to your...
Yeah, they'll look, oh, check this out.
You don't have to go to like your grandmother's house and look at old photo books to think, wow, what was going on with the hair? What was going on with the clothes?
Or sit at grandma's house on the couch with the plastic.
Yeah, the plastic covering on it.
Or my own house. My parents did the same thing.
You know, different strokes for different folks. Also different generations.
Lasted for 10 years though.
Okay, that couch looks good. Let's change out that plastic. Alrighty, so today's topic that we are going to dive in on is about separation. And what we mean by separation is this is separation season. This is something that is very important this time of year because you're either going to separate or you're going to set back, right? You cannot remain the same. And we talk about this a lot. Is like
daily.
There is no remaining the same because the world, time, it's moving,
it's
right?
Evolving. Right.
And so if you are just standing still,
stagnant,
you're not just holding the line. You're not just staying where you were. You're actually falling backwards and you're setting yourself back because things are still progressing. Things are still moving, whether you're on board or not.
And then when you're in it, you don't really realize what you're doing until it's way further ahead because you're in it. So you don't really notice as much until you see everything around you changing. And then all of a sudden that one little thing that happened, it's like, holy shit.
Well, you're in the trenches, right? You're in there. Just like when you're, you know, take kids, for instance, like we have children. I'm sure a lot of you do as well. You look at the time, like when a child is first born, you're just like going all the time. It's like, okay, when do you sleep? Whenever you get whenever you get that moment, it's diapers and feedings and burpings and changings
and rocking at night,
and
to
just
sleep.
Constantly taking care of them. And so you're not really focused on yourself at that point, right? Because you just brought this new child into the world, this new being, and you're giving everything you have to that. People who don't have children, and maybe they start businesses, it's the same thing. It's like in the beginning,
that's their child.
You are in, right? You're fully immersed. It doesn't matter if you get an hour of sleep, if you're surviving on coffee, if you're, you don't go out, you don't do this, you don't do that, because you're willing to make those sacrifices because you know in the long run they're going to pay off, right?
So you can ease up a little bit after the fact.
And so the same thing, in life, it's like mirror that to when you're, those first few months or even first few years of, when you're raising a child or you're raising a business, you're building these things up and out, it takes a lot of your time. Same thing for, your body. Maybe you're right now in a position where it's like, I'm not where I want to be in my body. So give it time, right? Put the time into it to get where maybe your mind is.
Time and work.
Yes.
Because it's going to take a lot of work.
It's the consistency of the time. Now, if you just sit there and give it time.
Daily actions, no.
You're not going to see the results.
No.
And so.
But also know where you want to be also. Instead of just saying, I just want to lose a couple pounds, you have to be more direct and say, I want to get to this weight.
Well, that's so ambiguous, right? You have to nail something down, even if that changes the closer you get. Like if you weigh 300 pounds, getting to 200 pounds seems like a freaking miracle, right? However, once you get to that 200, maybe you're like, you know what? I actually want to be around 180 or 150 or what. So you put that out there, and then the closer you get to that, you can fine tune it and you can hone in on that. As long as you're not just doing nothing. You cannot sit still and do nothing day in and day out and expect a result, right?
I remember it happened to me. When I said I was going to get to this weight.
What was that weight?
That weight was 165. Well, it was always 175. But then when I was getting closer to the 175, I was like, well, maybe I could do 165. And I don't remember the last time I was probably in my dancing days or something. And all of a sudden I'm at 175, then 170, then 165, and I was in shock.
He was.
I'm still in shock that I was even there.
Right? So it's like you don't know what you're capable of until you get to where you're going. And then as you get close to there's never there, right? No. You're constantly moving. So when you get to like the 165 or
then I knew I wanted to be a little higher.
It's like, okay, now I want to bulk up a little bit and get over here. Or, when you decide, hey, I want to get to 5,000 steps a day. Maybe you're doing a couple hundred, right? And then you get to 5,000. Okay, you know what? I'm going to double it. I'm going to get to 10.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm here. Okay, you know what? Between 10 and 12 is my sweet spot every day. I can get that done, right? I can accomplish that.
And if you do it right after another, if you do it in the row, you don't realize that you can get that done right away just by thinking about it and talking about it. You could be doing your steps around the couch. If it's nice outside, go outside.
I mean, the other night I didn't
She's doing steps around the couch.
I did not have my steps
in the kitchen.
in. I had 2,500 more steps.
Figure 8.
To go.
It took you how long?
I still had reading that I needed to finish for the day.
So she did both.
Throughout the day, I have benchmarks for myself. And back in the day, I would have been like, 7,500, good enough. Okay, I'd rather get some sleep right now. However, I have made a commitment to myself, and I honor my word, right?
And
my word
it was about 10 o'clock.
Matters. It was pushing 10:30. And if it's dark outside, Mason, our 8-year-old, does not let me out. He says it's too dark. There's too many things out there that could
Coyotes,
come and eat me. So
different things.
I'm not allowed outside.
And he means
past sunset. Because he'll
come
find
out with
me.
a flashlight. He's doing the thing, and we have giant windows, so he has a flashlight.
And he'll even ask me.
And then he'll come out if we don't come.
Yeah, and he'll ask, did you get your steps today? Did you get it?
Okay.
Okay, good. So then he can go to sleep and know, okay, we're good. If I say no, well, you cannot go outside. It's late.
And she's the adult. Okay, we are the adults. You don't, little 8-year-old, tell us what we're going to do.
However, that is something that's very important to him.
And he gets upset because he's worried about us.
So I have decided, okay, I'll get my steps in earlier in the day, or you know what?
Before it gets dark.
I'm just going to have to walk around the living room and the kitchen, the dining room, living room and the kitchen,
the security guard, basically.
And get all those things done. So what are you setting out for yourself, right? That's when this whole time right now, between now and the end of the year. The reason this is the separation time is because throughout the rest of the year, are there times when people are taking their foot off the gas? Yeah. Normally, summertime, people take their foot off the gas. Kids are out of school. It's time to chill, hang by the pool, have a few drinks, go to parties, do things outside. Later nights, All this kind of stuff happens during Christmas. That's kind of a time, right? People slow down a bit. Around different holidays, people slow down a little bit. But what we have right now coming up is we have the trifecta, right? Whether you celebrate Halloween or not, it's there. And then we have, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate there, and then into the new year. And then it normally takes a few weeks into the new year for people to actually get back going. So then you have half of January as well.
Right.
And so right now we're sitting in the middle of October, right? This is the time people are starting to plan everything except for what they need to be doing. Now
They're the exact opposite.
I love holidays. I am
Decorating.
party, holidays, festive, making memories, making moments, taking pictures. Like I could Pinterest my whole life around amen. Okay, that is me. However, I might need to let go of a little bit of that.
Like this year.
To work on myself and continue to do that, right?
Yes.
I am not going to say, you know what? I'm going to do these things over here for the kids, and because I don't have the time in the day because I'm doing these other things, I'm going to let myself go. Because then I'm not helping them. I'm not being an example to them, nor am I helping myself. And so instead of saying, you know what? I'll get back into eating well come January 1st.
No.
Or, you know what? It's okay. Lots of things are going on. I'll start working out again. 9 months out of the year, good enough.
That's never happened, by the way.
That last quarter is not optional.
It's basically the most important quarter.
And the reason it's separation is because so many people
are
pulling back. In business right now, people are scheduling out time off. They are scheduling out parties. They're scheduling
days.
out all these other things. It is not a productive time in business. Whether you're an employee.
It's the best time to put your foot on the brake because everybody else is on the gas because everybody else is taking it off.
Yep, their foot's on the brake, right?
Yes.
And so if you can and that doesn't mean we are not here to say don't celebrate. We're not here to say don't have a good time. We're not here to say, you know what, bah humbug, and just forget it all and keep moving.
Take care of all those things that you wanted to take care of before the new year because it's going to take you into the next year already the snowball rolling down the hill.
It's not an either or, it's an and. You can celebrate the holidays and still take care of yourself. You can, spend time with your family and friends and colleagues and still, work on your business. You can, eat well and still enjoy the parties, right? It's not an either or, it's an and, but you have to make that decision. You have to decide this is the and that you want.
Yes, and bring your own food.
Because it's a lot easier to say, you know what, toss it away. We'll get to it next year, right? And so many people are in that position right now. Don't let that be you. And that's why this is separation season, because even if you don't floor it, you don't put the foot all the way on the gas, you just keep cruising. You're just cruising along.
And then that's not going to help you either. That's not going to help you either. Just cruising. Because it's not going to get you further than where you want to go before the next year. You want to really put your foot on the gas so you can have the momentum for the next year.
So there's 3 different ways that you could do this. 1, you say to hell with it. Been good enough in 2023. We're going to close up shop on everything and we will
decorate, get all the containers out.
We will see you
party time
in 2024. That's option 1.
10 pounds more.
Okay. You're going to eat all the things. You're going to feel like shit. You're not going to work on yourself. You're going to drink all the concoctions and the things. You're going to have headaches. You're going to be lethargic. You're going to be tired. You're not going to be as happy as you can be during this holly jolly season because you're not working on yourself. You're not working towards your goals. You're not doing what you need to do.
But your inner voice is also telling you like, oh shit.
Yep.
I know I'm not supposed to be doing all this at once in a row. And then you're really not going to be feeling good mentally or physically. So
that's option 1. And this is the option that people go for. Option 2 is you decide, you know what? I'm still going to work on myself and I'm still going to have a good time. I'm going to figure out the balance in this and I'm going to enjoy, maybe indulge a little here and there, but I'm not going to completely derail myself and put it off. Yeah. I'm going to just
kind of... That's a small portion of people.
I'm going to fail forward, right? I'm going to take the things and I'm going to keep cruising along here. And, if I drink and I have a hangover the next day, that's okay. Yeah. Monday I'll get back to my stuff and I'll do. So that's a lot of people, right? Some people will say, to hell with it. Come 2024, I'll address it. Other people are like, you know what? No, I'm still gonna make
Still gonna
myself
take care of
feel
me.
good by, you know what? Maybe 3 or 4 days out of the week I'll get my workout in, or maybe 3 or 4 days out of the week I'll get my steps in, or if I eat good half of the week and the other half I eat like total shit, that it's gonna balance. It's gonna work. It's gonna balance
Equal
each other
itself
out,
out.
right? Or if I drink Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I'm not drinking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got to win right there, okay? So we're just kind of cruising along, and I've got my business and my clients. As long as I wish them well, they're going to survive and take care. They'll still be there,
Yes.
come January.
I'll see you next year.
I might still take a couple calls, do a few things, but I am in vacation mode. Here we go. Okay, so that's option number 2. And a lot of people, those are the 2 options: is like completely go off the rails, or kind of hold on and feel a little guilty because you're not really doing it. But then there's option number 3. Now, this is the separation option. This is you are wanting to win the year. You are wanting to finish this year out strong so that you can build momentum and move into the new year.
And pull away from the people.
Separate. This is how you separate.
This is pulling away.
This is not an either or, it's an and. You can still
and rise above.
Enjoy the holidays, and you can get your work done. You can take care of your clients and take care of your business and take care of your health and take care of your family and take care of your kids and take care of your obligations and take care of you, and start continuing to feed your mind right and your body right and put that out there
in the universe, and take care of it early.
And
right
work
away.
on you and still enjoy.
And have the time to.
And still enjoy the holidays, and still enjoy time, and still create memories, and
still love your family and your friends.
That is still, though, full speed ahead. We're not letting up. We're moving forward just as we would. We're still going to, whatever those things are that you said. You're getting 10,000 steps, you better be making sure you're getting 10,001, okay? You said you're going to read 10 pages, read 11.
Yep.
You said that you're going to do
one more.
You're going to do a 45, minute workout. Okay, great. How can
more.
you do a couple of those, right?
Yep.
How can you maybe push it to 50 because you're going to eat those couple extra treats over there, so maybe you need 50 minutes or an
extra
hour.
Workout.
Okay.
Yes.
You know that you should be working in your business, and a lot of times you work Monday through Friday. Maybe you do a few things on Saturday to continue to push more in that direction. These are all things. You said that you want to spend time with your family, but you're really not. So then you carve out that time, and not just to create a holiday memory, but to still have that time in there for them as well.
And if they're not close to you, your family isn't, keep reaching out anyway, because they miss you as well.
And then if you say you're going to have, like a date night or a family night, but you're like, you know what, we're all going to hang out at this Christmas party as well, so we'll just make that count. You say, nope, I said I'm doing, so we're still going to have the individual time, even though we might be hanging out more together during other group atmospheres.
Because
it's not the same.
Because it's more focused, and make sure you're not on your phone. When you're hanging out, having a good time, don't be on your phone the whole time, because that means you're really not spending the quality time with the person next to you or your family.
Snap those couple of pictures, create those few memories, and then put it away and be focused. Be all in on the moment.
The phones have taken over, so get rid of them. Especially the kids during those parties. Have them enjoy it and do games and figure things out and have some fun, instead of the kids that have phones in the corner and the other kids that don't have phones
they huddle.
are over there playing this game or on social.
Yeah, so
they shouldn't be in the first place.
They all huddle around each other. So
yes.
That's how you separate. So which option are you going to take? Which one is the path that you're going to go on during this time? Because remember, it's not either or, it's an and.
It's an and.
It's not an all or nothing. You can still enjoy. You can still push. You can still get up every day in the morning and take care of the things you need to take care of. You can still, you have to know, though, what you want, where are you headed and where are you going, and it has to be big enough that you're willing to put in the work. Because did we ever once say this is going to be easy?
Never.
Never once did we say it's going to be easy.
No.
We said it's doable.
Yes.
We said it's going to help you, but we didn't say it's going to be easy. You've got to take the harder path, right?
Just
path of least resistance gets you nowhere.
Just like having healthier options around you at all times. During all the celebration, with the Halloween and the candy. Same with Thanksgiving. Healthy options that you can have. Same with Christmas and New Year's.
If you're the one hosting the party, you can still have the things that people are used to having,
Right.
or
Right there.
have them bring those, and then you offer some other
Healthier stuff.
alternatives.
We
right?
did that all the time.
We do that
Every
because
time we had a party, we had a whole list of healthy things.
right, and because why? People are going to eat it because they're there,
Yes,
and if
and
they
like it if they
they're
haven't had it
still
before.
bringing in the things that they enjoy, those are still there. I'm not making it, right?
Right.
However, we're putting out other things, and healthy does not mean yuck. Healthy just
No.
means like fresh and vibrant and yummy and delicious and
Yes.
not
Could
overly
be
processed
anything.
and
Yes.
not like all of these
Fruits
things.
and some vegetables.
So
yes.
there's better alternatives out there. So make those better choices. Be conscious of the decisions that you're making and say,
Yes.
you know what? I can still do this, and I'm going to do this over here. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this over here. And so you're not completely nor are you feeling guilty. I don't know about you, but if I have a bunch of crap and then I'm in my head, I'm not enjoying the moment because I'm like, well, shit.
I'm gonna pay for this later.
I just ate a bunch of stuff. They're not agreeing with me. Tomorrow I'm going to feel it. I wish I would have stopped in the moment and either had better options, thought about what I was going to do on the front end, or, had enough confidence in myself to say, no, I'm not doing that.
Right, and your body's going to tell you because you're having all that shit, and if your body isn't used to it in the first place,
It can derail you for a long time.
Yes, you're not going to feel well for a while.
So these are all things that you have to think about. What are you going to do? Because if you don't think about them, when you're addressed with them is not the time to think about them,
Yes,
right?
you have to plan this out
You've got to
ahead
have,
of time.
just like football season is in full swing right now, you got to have a game plan, right? Do we set out on Sunday? What is it? Sunday, Monday,
Yes.
Thursday? Like there's lots of
Yes, we
lots of
haven't watched
days
the
now.
game yet, so.
But there's lots of them out there. You've got your Sunday football, your Monday football, you got your Thursday
Thursday.
football. I don't know. Sometimes there's on Saturdays. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, that's all
but
college.
it's
Yeah.
except for during the preseason and
Yes.
the postseason, there's a lot. However, in any game, such as football or any other game, do you set out and say, you know what, guys, we didn't practice at all this week. We're good.
Yes, right.
Guys, whatever you see, you feel, just kind of go in and just do whatever.
Go with the flow.
And we'll
Not.
see what happens. It's like, no.
Doesn't happen.
You practice throughout the week. You put yourself in scenarios. You think about it. You have a
Right.
game plan. And
Yes,
then you
you stretch even before the game.
and then you have, if this happens, we're going to do this. If this play happens, we're going to do
Every
that.
option.
It's like you got to run the play, right?
Yes,
And
to play for yourself.
and so
as well.
if you think these things out, you're like, you know what? I'm going to be putting myself into some situation. Maybe you don't want to drink anymore. Or maybe you've gone this far all year. Or maybe the last 60 days, the last 90 days, you said, no, it's not serving me anymore. So what are you going to do when those things come up this
Have a
holiday
different
season?
option.
What are you going to say, no, I don't drink? Or are you just going to say, you know what? I'm choosing a better
I don't
option.
need that. Yes.
Are you going to go into a whole spiel about why? Are you just
You
going
don't
to say?
have to go into a spiel.
And see, I don't drink, nor have I ever
I used
drank
to. A lot,
I'll
sometimes.
say that much.
Yeah.
You used to drink a lot.
Yep.
You did.
At home, I didn't. But when I went to a party or something, I would.
And there were times, and you would drink a lot at home too.
Yep.
So
But long time ago.
we're talking. We're
yeah.
not talking recent. We're
Long.
talking a long time ago.
Yep. I would drink at home.
And it was causing a challenge between the two of us because I didn't like it. I didn't like the person that he became. I didn't like how he was and how I could see these changes in him that he couldn't tell.
Right.
I could see facial changes in him. I'm like, oh, okay, now's not a good time, right? And so but as much as I was like, look, this is not good. This is not serving you. This is not healthy. This is not blah, 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 blah. It wasn't my choice to make. He had to make the choice that,
Yep,
you know what,
it
this is
was
not serving
my
me
own.
anymore. I don't like how I feel. I don't like what this does for me.
Nope.
Whatever. And so when he made that decision, it was like that.
Yep.
I wasn't having to nag him anymore. I wasn't having to say, oh God, here we go.
Yep.
Or
with or without 75 hard. We've done it, 4 times, and it says don't drink and other things, but I wasn't drinking anyway.
yeah. So again, you have to know yourself and where you're at on your trajectory, right? For me to go to a party and not drink is no big deal, right? Maybe for you, maybe that's a challenge. Maybe you don't know what to say or what to do or how to handle yourself if you don't have a drink in your hand and you've already had 3 or 4 that you've consumed and you don't know how to socialize. So maybe that's going to be the challenge you have to face this year is, you know what?
And know it ahead of time.
Right, that's what we're talking about it now. It's like,
yeah.
you got to know this. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation
Bring some stevias.
and you're going to deal with it, right? Maybe you just have water because that's what you know that you need. Or maybe you go for something a little fizzy, so you get that, whatever that is. Maybe tea. Like, there's other alternatives.
So many options.
There's also, if you still want to have fun, festive, and you're going out, and you can have like virgin versions of your drink. Right? So you can still have the tutti frutti, you can still have the slices of this or
There's
that.
even non-alcoholic beer.
There's beer if that's your thing and you want to have a beer in your hand.
There you go.
There's all these other options now available, but you have to know when this comes to your door, when someone comes to you and they give you, come on, just have one, just have a drink, it's no big deal, da 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 da. It's like, are you gonna say, no, I'm not drinking right now. I'm good, thanks. And mosey on, right? You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to explain yourself. Well, why? What happened?
You're an adult.
It's like,
don't worry about the peer pressure.
no is a no. I'm not. It's not something for me. Same thing. Maybe your challenge is sweets. Maybe like, here comes the dessert tray. And it's like, oh my Lord.
Or Halloween, and you're gonna take over half the candy and hide it. Like, I took 2 rolls for me.
You send out the kids to get the candy, and then you sort, right? And you say, this is my pile over here.
I'm gonna send some home to my mama.
And this is your pile over here. And here, kids, here you go. And then we let them out. And then it's like, oh, well, here's some more. It's like, what are you doing there, right?
Yes.
So same thing when you're going and eating out. Maybe you're going to different restaurants, and that's not your norm because you've been straight and narrow. You've been making all your meals at home, and you've been weighing everything, and but you're putting yourself into a different. What are you going to do?
Yes.
How are you going to handle that?
Just know what's on the menu and take the best choices.
Are you going to eat before you go? So you're not so hungry? You're not so ravenous? Is that your challenge? You sit down, you're like, I want to devour the whole menu because I haven't eaten since yesterday. Gimme. Or
3 steaks.
Are you gonna, normally it's not the steaks people are eating when it's like that. Or are you gonna say, you know what? I know I'm gonna go to this restaurant tonight. They don't have the best options. I'm still gonna enjoy myself and I'm gonna eat before.
You know what helps? What we do all the time is look at the menu ahead of time. So you have an idea of what you're gonna have.
So if you're going to places,
like Cheesecake Factory, they have 100,000 things.
I don't know
so you got to pick the 3 or 4 that we might have.
I don't know how one.
And even the salad. What is the salad with all the damn calories?
I looked at it and I was like,
salad,
oh, I could have
Thai
a salad
or something. And
it's so good. But I was like, you know what?
1,000 calories.
No, it was more than that. It was like 1,800. I could have the burger and fries for less calories than I could have the salad. I was like, well, I'm having the burger without the bun. Change out the fries. And again, it's like you think that the salad is the healthier option. No. But when it's drizzled and stacked and packed, it's not just, lettuce anymore. So those things all add up. But a lot of menus are available online. Now, sometimes during functions, it can be, maybe it's a special menu, but you can still have an idea of kind of what those go-tos are. Also, just arm yourself. Come prepared. Eat ahead of time. Have an idea, and then guess what? You might have to make the harder choice. You might have to say, you know what? As much as I want to stuff my face with that over here, it's not serving me.
I'm leaving half my plate.
Or
I want that or this.
You know what? Have a bite. So you taste it. One bite normally does it. And then it's like, okay, now, if you're someone who cannot have one bite, then don't do that, right? It's like, having a sip of a drink, exactly. Know yourself. It's like, if you could have one sip, like I could have a sip and be like, good, okay, and you go take a nap now.
Right.
Woo! Leg kicks start happening after sip 1, especially of a real strong margarita.
Margaritas, boy, watch out. Those things are so strong now.
That's why I don't drink them, because I don't drink. And so one sip, I'm good.
We had one a couple months ago, boy, and it was the strongest thing I ever had.
I mean, we could have just been drinking a bottle of tequila. That's how strong this thing was. So, again, it's like, you got to know you. And this is where getting clear on yourself and getting clear on where you're at and getting clear on what your goals are and what do you want. We talked about this last week. It's like, what do you want? Do you want to be someone who has no control? Do you want to be someone who cannot say no? Do you want to be someone that as soon as you see something, you have to have it? Do you want to be someone, though, who exercises control and can say no? Do you want to be someone who can enjoy the time for what it is, quality time with others, and not have dread of what am I going to eat? What am I going to do? Do you want to be someone who feels confident and knows that you did what you needed to do today, and tomorrow's a brand new day and you got to do it tomorrow, and the next day and the next day?
You can train yourself. You know what's going to be happening the next couple months, so you need to figure out where you're going to go. You know you're going to be at all these places with family, going out to dinner, doing different things. Just realize you're going to have to get yourself in check. Know that you're going to be out partying with family, and take a chill pill, basically. And no, I'm not going to show out. I'm not going to be an ass. I'm going to sit there and eat what you should eat when you go out to the different places, and not drink at certain places.
Now,
and getting dropped off at home.
That's not a good example for you,
No.
nor is it a good example
No.
for your kids. If you're out in business relationships, that's not, we have had plenty of people that we have worked with that get shit-faced. It's not a good look. It does not show that you know how to control yourself.
Nope.
You know how to say no. You know what you should be doing versus what you shouldn't be doing. It is not the time nor the place. And so you need to work on all of these things. Now, with that being said, this is the holiday time. You should be having a good
Jolly time.
It's the holly jolly time of year, right? So we don't
We're
want
about to play Christmas music now. What, any day now.
Whoa,
Watch out.
whoa.
It's coming.
Well, we were. Didn't you hear it?
Oh, there was...
The other day.
The other day, they
It
were
was
cleaning the
closet
rooms.
clean out time. Time
Right.
to switch out everything
Winter
for all the
clothes
seasons.
coming.
We need to blast
They were
the Christmas
playing
music.
Christmas music, yes.
Okay. I love me some Christmas music, okay?
The kids
And
love it.
I love that the children have an appreciation
Yes.
for Christmas music.
2 out of 3,
and even
right?
you have come along from kind of grinchy when it came to Christmas music to
Yes.
you know some songs now.
Yeah, they're teaching me songs now.
Okay. So this should be a joyous time of year. It should not, though, be a time of year
Glutton time.
that you just throw everything away that you've worked so hard for this year.
Yeah, looking all slim.
And maybe you haven't been on track all year, but you're on track right now. Or
And that's all that matters.
last week you decided,
That's all
what?
that
I'm
matters.
righting the ship. I'm getting it on. So you're on track now. So keep moving down the track. Don't abandon everything altogether. Don't pull back. Keep pushing forward to where you want to go. And then it's going to be the most wonderful time of the year
You're going to be proud of yourself.
because you are going to be proud of you. You are going to know that you made the better choices for you. And so when that new year rings in and everyone's like, oh, new year, new me. It's like, nope. New year, same me. I'm still firing all cylinders, right?
Yeah,
You
no
making
matter
those,
what time.
Everyone else is making those resolutions. You're like, my resolution has been to be resolute, to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
I don't need a new year to turn a new page.
No, don't do that shit. That's hard.
Every day is a brand new day. Actually, you know what? If you got off track 30 seconds ago, guess what? You can make a
get back
decision
on.
right now. You don't need
Yes.
to wait for tomorrow or Monday
right.
or next week
Or dwell on it, too.
next month or
Or
next
even
year.
talk about it.
It's like, you know what? If you had a hiccup and you got off track, great.
Just jump right back on.
Acknowledge and get back on. Don't
That's all.
wallow in it. Don't be like, woe is
Oh,
me.
I had
oh
dessert. I had
my
dessert
God.
last night. Oh my God! Now
What am I
I want
gonna
it
do?
every night.
Okay.
No, just don't get it again.
So what? Now what? It's
Exactly.
everything you do is right here, right now. We're not living in the past. That's depression.
Nope.
We're not living in the future. That's anxiety, right? We're living in the present moment, right here, right now. What you did
Correct.
yesterday or last week doesn't matter.
No.
You have a fresh, clean slate today.
Yep.
And even
This
if
is
you
your slate.
even if you messed up this morning, guess what?
You're back on.
That's okay.
You're back on
The
track.
faster you get off track,
The quicker you can jump back on.
and the sooner you realize that you're off track and you jump back on, hey, guess what? Used to be you'd wait, like here it is,
Yeah,
it's
it'll
October.
take you a month to get back on.
You would usually wait until January, but you know what? You said, you know what? I didn't do what I needed to do. I know, okay, back on, go,
There you
go,
go.
go, go. This is how, and when you're like, fall off track, get back on, fall off track, get back on. It's like, this is a
Then
never
you'll
ending.
fall off track less.
Right. Because you're
Each time
focused.
you do it, you'll fall right back in line.
You're moving. But you know what you're doing? You're living
And you're
in
training yourself.
the present. You are focused on the here and now. And so when you're focused more on here, you can deal with what is. We're not dealing with what we think, what might,
What
what
it
coulda,
was.
woulda, shoulda. Are we putting out scenarios so that if something comes up, we know how to handle it? Yeah. Because you want to have a few tools in your tool belt, right?
And then you know when to bob
Yeah.
and weave.
And when you see yourself getting on a slippery slope and you're kind of up here and you're like, oh my gosh, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? You can kind of ease into that instead of falling off the cliff altogether. So
That happens a lot.
The way that you're going to separate instead of setback is from choices, being more conscious, being more deliberate,
And
being
strong.
being stronger-minded,
Strong-minded.
grit, perseverance, mental toughness, and
Telling
fortitude.
yourself you can do it. You're in charge of your own life and in charge of yourself.
And just like we say, celebrate
And your
the wins.
actions.
Guess what? If you fall off track, that's okay. Acknowledge
Yes.
it for what it is and get back on.
Yes. Because
That's all it
you
is.
rule yourself.
You are in charge of you. No one else. No one else can make you
Nope.
do anything, say anything, eat anything, drink anything, not do what you
Right.
know you
You're
need
not
to
a
do.
puppet.
You are in charge of you. And if you don't feel that you are in charge of you, then you need to start taking steps so that
Yes.
you do agree with that statement. Right?
Right.
So that you are in charge. If you've let yourself go and you've let other people lead your ship, it's time to get back on and be the captain, right? Even if you are
Yes. Don't have anybody telling you what you should be doing, knowing it's not good for yourself.
even if you have an 8-year-old who says, don't go outside after dark, you can acknowledge their challenge and say, you know what,
Right.
okay,
They're just
well, if I'm
worried
not going to
about
go
you.
outside after dark, what am I going to do? I'm not going to let myself go or, play into that. I'm still going to do what I know I need to do, right?
Right.
Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want it bad enough, you will figure it out. You will make it happen. And that's how we roll into 2024.
Strong.
Moving full speed ahead. We're not
Right.
making resolutions. We're not figuring stuff out.
No
You've been doing
resolutions
that
at
all year long.
And every year behind and past.
And so let all those people who are, let them do what they're going to do because that
Right.
makes
Let
more.
them fill their form out that they are going to throw in the trash anyway and not do anything besides maybe the first one.
And not even that a lot of times. I mean, how many times have you made resolutions that you didn't keep? It's like, stop with the resolutions.
Yeah.
It's time to make decisions. It's time to make choices. And every moment is a choice. And so start making the choices that serve you.
Yes.
Start making the choices that are making you go in the direction that's going to work so that you're being the example, so that you can lead by example, right?
Yes.
Your choices are your actions. And your actions speak louder than what this
Yeah.
is. By you talking, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. How about you just do it and let other people see you do it?
Yes.
Right? Because then we're moving somewhere. We're actually moving forward. And this is how you separate. This is how you create momentum. This is how you create
Distance.
lasting change and distance, and you separate yourself instead of continually
Yes.
setting yourself back.
Yep.
So
That's
we
it.
want to know from you guys, what are you going to, what are your struggles and challenges?
Yes.
One.
What are you going to change?
What are you going to change? How are you going to adapt or pivot to this upcoming season? How are you going to put yourself in uncomfortable positions so
Yes.
that you can build up the strength and the perseverance in yourself to know it? I can put myself in hard situations. I can put myself in challenging situations, and I can make it.
And if you're going to have any questions, please send us your questions.
Yep, because we do have an episode a week that we do, a Q&A
Yes,
episode.
every week.
And so we would love to answer those questions that you guys ask. And make sure that you are sharing the show. We are here as a resource for you. We are spending our time,
Yes.
all the time getting these things out for you guys.
Yes,
and
share,
so
share.
we just want you to share the show with other like-minded people so that we can start getting the word out, so we can continue to build a can-do community
We appreciate
full
it very
of
much.
like-minded individuals. So make sure you share. Whether you listen to this or watch this, just share it out and let
Yes,
them know.
it's on YouTube also, so watch
It's
it.
for you. Definitely been getting some out of this and share it
Yes.
along. So as we
Thank you so
bring this
much.
episode to a close, think about, it's not enough to just listen to what we're doing. It's about, you've got to talk, plan, and take action. So what are
Yes.
you going to do? Put together a plan and take action. And
Yes.
until next time, guys, remember, we can do it. And
So
so
can
can you.
you.
Bye, guys. Love
Bye.
you.